Welcome to Getting Back Up, where grief meets growth.
Two men, two fathers, and one shared journey of rebuilding.
We're talking about life after cancer, love, loss, and everything no one tells you. Hi, I'm David McLean.
And I'm Jamal Jones. And this is Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death.
You see,
podcast.
Yeah, we see we're back in the attic, man.
I like our comfy digs, man. This is nice. I mean, the virtual stuff is nice and convenient.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to be on the road, but it's nice to be back home.
Yeah, and that weather really did take a toll on
took
folks.
up my parking spot outside. And,
Oh man.
you know, finally got the big mound of snow out the way. Thankful to the rain that came and washed it, but you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of extra special that we're in the attic today, aren't we?
It is. It feels nice.
Because, the executive producer is here.
Oh, yes. Our executive producer, Mr. Marlon Jackson, is no relation to the Michael Jackson.
No, or Tito or Jermaine or anything.
But yeah, it's good to have him. And listen, man, we're back.
Yeah.
This is a milestone episode.
Yeah.
Back where we started. You know, we're gonna have some good conversations on this. And so yeah. What are we hitting up today?
Man, as we said, this is a Sweet 16 episode here.
Oh yeah.
And I just can't believe our young little girls are approaching womanhood, not looking back, but looking forward.
Is this the Sweet 16 or the bittersweet 16?
Ooh, well, folks will hear as we kind of go through this for sure. So
yeah. It's crazy that we're here, that we're turning this page, and we talk about kind of the moments, you know, through this whole journey, you know, fatherhood, of widowship, right? Like how you turn these pages and kind of advance through this. So it's going to be one where, you know, some things are going to, you know, might be tough.
Yeah.
And
were.
Yeah. They were. Exactly. So to give some context, both our daughters turned 16 in February.
Yeah.
Within days from each other.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're friends at school, and they introduced us. Right. And, you know, we got to, you know, we're trying to plan episodes, and we're like, no, I can't do it that day because we got birthday planning. We got birthday plans going on. So it was interesting navigating that. Yeah. Because it actually is cool that they introduced us, and, you know, we get to talk about them on this episode.
Right. And this milestone that Zaya, your daughter, and Yella, my daughter, are going through now. So what we want to do in this episode in particular is kind of go through what the events look like, just how we kind of prepared for it, and then leave, especially the fellows, with a guide, how to approach this, just the feelings, the conversations that you're having with your now 16-year-old, and just how you kind of move forward, talking about the celebration, and then just this whole idea of the second time that grief makes its resurgence and how you kind of deal with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what's more difficult, right? Like, you know, their mothers not being a part of this, you know, during this milestone. Yeah. But just the fact that our daughters are getting closer to becoming women. Like that one was, you know, I had mixed emotions across the board. Yeah. But, you know, navigating that place where, you know, we talked about our daughters, and we buy them dresses, and they come in, and it just, you know, they got the midriff, as we talk about, and the, you know, the balance of giving them their freedom of expression, and stopping at the door and be like, oh, hell no, you ain't.
Not in that.
You're not wearing that.
Turn back around. Better get up. So sit behind the wheel of a car. And
you started that already?
That's a whole other.
Oh yeah, because you started that process.
Yeah. We were in the parking lot driving slowly, baby.
Yeah.
Make a turn, put the signal on.
Thank God for all these snow days and all this ice on the ground. I've been able to kick that one down the road. But I mean, the reality is, like, these little girls are no longer little girls anymore. And there's a part of this where, you know, we are part of this. Our community is part of this. You know, our community of support system is part of this. And how do we navigate that? I think is going to be, like, what do we do to celebrate? What do we do to, kind of build in all of these things, factoring in that there were so many times I know me, there was from like December through the birthday party and after, I was just like deer in the headlights in so many moments. But
yeah.
So, we're gonna talk. So
we'll hit all of it.
Yeah. So listen, like we got, like you said, you got the part one.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little about our story and kind of what we did to celebrate. And in part two, we'll kind of give some tips and ideas on how to help, other people out there navigate this. So what was Miela's celebration act?
In two parts.
Okay.
So Miela's not the type where she wanted this big DJ party and all 50, 100 people out, and that's just not her. And that's fine. And so she had it in two parts, where she wanted to go out in the city with some of her friends and also with the play aunties.
Okay.
So we talk about Auntie Raquel, who Marlon Jackson's wife, and Auntie Jillian and Auntie April.
Okay.
So all folks I went to school with or were friends with Nalani, and we all raised our children together. Not necessarily Jillian, but Jillian, kind of that auntie who is always present in many ways, doing the different events. No family of her own other than her sister. She does a lot with her sister as well. And somehow she does a lot with us, which I'm very, very thankful for. So first they went out to the city, went for food and went to a museum, and they had a good time and all these crazy pictures. And then they came back to my house. Originally, because of the snow, they were going to spend a night in the city at a hotel and a couple suites or whatever, and that didn't work out because of the snow and everything. So they came back to my house.
Okay.
So I'm displaced.
Right.
All right. So
As was our studio.
Exactly. So they came up to this studio. Y'all, we got blue tape everywhere, marking off where camera. That's gone.
Yeah.
Because they had sleeping bags and bags of chips and stuff to drink, and all that is gone. So we had to reset and all that. So I went over to executive producer Marlon Jackson's house that night.
You had to literally get out.
I had to get out. Because as we talked about in a prior episode, where it may be uncomfortable for women and girls to exist in the same house where there is a male. So I avoid that altogether.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm over to Marlon.
Parents might not be too keen on that.
No. Marlon and I, we're eating chips. We're drinking whatever we want to drink.
So you kind of got like a good, good fellas night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
that worked out.
Oh yeah, it really did.
Good.
So
good.
So we did that. Second part, we wanted to bring in the grandparents and the friends and have a celebratory dinner.
Right.
And so we did that, but then maybe it's three parts because we actually had the true celebration where we had an event place.
Okay.
It was a restaurant. We did that, and I'll kind of go through all of that. But the idea was to celebrate Miela with the grandparents, her good friends, and have a celebration, a true sweet 16 celebration. Gotcha. Candles to represent the different people in her lives. So here's a suggestion that I was a very dear special friend of mine helped me with getting all of this set up. Gift bags for everybody. Set up the room. Miela likes purple, so we had purple everywhere. Purple runners. It wasn't tacky now, but purple runners, and the cake had some purple in it. Okay. And then we had pictures of Miela and her sister and other people in her life set up on the table. So on each side, there was a picture of Miela with somebody, or herself, or her sister, or whatever the case may be. So what we did is at this event, we had a true sweet 16 candle lighting ceremony in the group. So as I mentioned, set up at a restaurant. We had Miela, got her hair done and all like that. And she had just gotten her braces off, so she's smiling big time.
Zaya got hers off right after, I think right before Christmas.
Oh, really?
Right after Christmas.
Oh, okay. So there's
yeah.
Oh,
Cheese it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a sash that said
Mhm.
Sweet Six. Did Zaya do that?
She didn't want
too?
the sash. She is a little bit more low key. Yeah, she's a little
tiara. We had a tiara and the whole deal. Did you have tiara?
No.
All right.
No, not. She didn't want that.
Okay.
Zaya's like, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
like, yeah,
get
go.
it to her, get
It was weird. Like I was like, you want this? No.
Wow, really understated.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So we had everybody come and we had a menu and I pre-printed the menus. Everybody had a selection. It was playful, and so we had all of that in front of everyone.
Right.
And so then we had a table with the cake.
Yeah.
And then the candles that were unlit until we were to light them, because you invite people up one at a time.
Oh.
And then Yellow
nice.
would prepare some words about each of them, 15, 30 seconds.
Nice.
We tried to limit it.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. So, I'm coaching Miel a little before. Remember, eye contact with people, project, and don't look down, and work the room and all that stuff, that you're supposed to do.
Nice.
So that's what we did. So called up each person, and then she had something to say for each of the people. So the first one, for the first candle, clearly it's her mom. I was trying to hold in, brother.
Yeah.
Because I knew this was that moment where Nalani fills that room in that sense.
Yeah.
Her presence and absence at the same time. The presence within her children and our children, the presence with her friends who were assembled there too.
Yeah.
The Auntie Jillians, the Auntie Raquels, the Uncle Marlins, all these different people that we've talked about.
How many people in total was it?
It's about 20
okay, that's
or so.
Yeah.
Maybe a few more than that. So did her mom, first candle, had nice words to say, thoughtful. Then it was me.
Okay, I hope you made the list.
Yeah. I was wondering too. It's like, where am I going to fall down on this?
Yeah, what's the rank?
Yeah,
what's the rank? Yeah, you're not sure sometimes.
Depending on what she said. Oh, okay.
All
right. Well, maybe some extra cleaning you'll have to do this week if I'm a low number.
Yeah, exactly.
Weight down on the list. So then the group of people, Nia Jackson, so her cousin essentially, so Marlon Raquel's daughter,
right,
and then the play aunties and Uncle Marlon obviously in there as well. Jillian, Raquel, all those different people who mean so much to Miela, and she expressed that.
Yeah.
Brought them up each one at a time.
Nice.
Couple of tears, from these adults. And, oh, me? They do that. Oh, me?
Yeah,
and they come up, and get their little candle lit, and then they sit down. And then another group of the friends. And then the next group is Grandma Martha, so Nalani's mom.
Okay.
My mom, so Pamela.
Yeah.
And then Pop. So her grandfather. So
okay. Yeah.
So Martha, I should say Nalani's dad,
right,
is what I should say. Yeah. He wasn't able to join us.
Yeah.
So he's dealing with some challenges as far as his health.
Okay.
So we hated that he couldn't come, but that was the case. And then Miss Laverne, who I talk about. So Miss Laverne, who's looked and helped out with the girls, loves them dearly, and they love her back.
Yeah.
So she was featured, and I think she was.
That's good.
Very much. So.
I mean, she's a part of the family.
Oh yeah.
Right. She's a part of the family.
No question. No question. So we did that, and it was just this idea of keeping it short. All these words about all these different people who meant so much to Miela. Light each of the candles, and she did a beautiful job with what she said and how she carried herself.
Yeah.
And we'll do the thank you card soon. So Miela, if you watch this, gotta do those thank you cards. Get those out. That's something that children should learn how to do, is write thank you cards.
Yeah.
Everybody left with a gift bag, and we just had a great time. And before that, certainly the happy birthday cake. And then I toasted everyone that's there and thanked them for kind of all that they have done for Miela.
Nice.
So that's an idea, guys.
Yeah.
This idea of having a true Sweet 16 candle lighting ceremony, involve all the people in your young daughter's life that got that daughter to this point.
I think that's a really nice way of not just honoring her mother, but also honoring all of the community.
Yeah.
That's important to her.
Exactly.
Right. And I think that is definitely one way that, I think a lot of people think about Sweet 16 and we all think, oh, we've got to go overboard, which it always goes overboard in some form or fashion, right? It's a whole lot of money that generally will go into celebrating your daughter or even your son, right, as they kind of go through these milestones. For Zaya, she wanted a little bit more low key.
Okay.
And I say low key with an asterisk on it because it wasn't as low key as you think, but it was lower key in certain ways. And I have to be, so lost Janice going on 9 years now.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be 9 years this year. And so we're further away from kind of the immediacy of it. So
yeah.
But I'm remarried. So Jordan is critical, and she was critical in the whole planning, the execution, and kind of pushing Zaya and pushing both, pushing me too, because there was a part of me. If I pretend this isn't coming, she won't turn 16.
I don't think you could.
Yeah, Jordan's like, did you contact the venue? I will next week. Maybe that'll delay the birthday more, but
maybe she's not gonna.
Yeah, maybe she's not. So Jordan was critical, but I think there's a part where that is one of the benefits of being remarried, because like you've got Jordan's attention to detail is impeccable.
Bar none.
And she's got we've got girly girls. Like she makes sure that there's like the girly girl stuff going on. So Zaya had a vision. She wanted it low key, and like my family's from kind of West Indians via Panama, right? So of course we got cotillions in our background. There's cotillions and big dresses, and my parents are like, well, you mean there's not going to be a band, and there's not going to be any big, is she gonna wear a gown, right? Like all of this stuff.
Say for you.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, this isn't
1956.
This isn't what's happening. She was, but Jamal, you went to a cotillion. You went to a couple cotillions. I was like, wow, that was like 40 years ago, right. 34, almost 40 years ago now. Like, I did, but they don't do that now.
Yeah.
And so that was a fun part of like figuring out the vision, what was Zaya's vision, and what did she want to do to celebrate. And I talked.
She had input.
She had input.
Okay.
Yeah. So she she's like, I don't want this and I don't want that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, what I did tell her is your family has to be there, right? Like your family, your closest family has to be there from both sides. And we negotiated. She didn't want us all in a room. I was like, you want a DJ? She was like, I don't want a DJ. I'm like, okay, same thing. She was kind of like low key on certain things, but I was like, okay, so what do you want to wear? Do you want to wear like a gown? No, I want to wear a white dress. So then we got like 20 white dresses being delivered to the house. So, and then there's fittings. So this is taking place. So now like, this isn't just this one day that I have to suffer about my daughter being 16. This is the period of a month of trying on dresses every day and heels as they come in. So this like death by 1,000 cuts for me, right?
Because 1,000 dresses.
1,000 dresses, yes. So I'm watching. But it's like I'm getting to watch this and getting every day to be teased a little bit more. Like your daughter's turning 16.
So wait, was there like a session where the box came? Y'all just sit in the living room as she put this.
No, it wasn't that formal. It was like you'd see the box. The boxes would come usually before she got home from school.
Okay.
And she'd come in and like, oh, my dress. And be like, okay, put it on. So it was like every day before dinner.
Okay.
It was new dress.
So what were your comments? I would love to hear what you said about the dress.
I kind of let her just be 16 and turn into, there was some that we all agree like, oh yeah, that doesn't fit well. That's too tight. And most of the time, like she's generally.
Did you say that first?
No. She would walk downstairs and like hit the bottom of the stairs and be like, just want to say this dress is too tight. I don't like it. Right. And okay, cool. So
saved you a whole lecture about
so
what you're selling and
and Jordan was right there. She was just like, but I like that. You should. What if we get it a different size? And I'm like, there's too much cleavage. There's too much thing, right? So
I don't need to show off.
Back of my head, I'm like,
that's not a chair.
No, we should just try a different dress. So that it was a part of it where it was this realization that I have to let her turn 16 and not keep her from growing up.
Okay.
And then also I wanted her to have input, like, how do you want to celebrate right, your birthday? And factoring all the things that your family have to be there, that your mom would love to have been here. Like, how do you want to celebrate? So, I think, part of that was that alignment with her involved, okay, where do you want it to be? So we decided to do a restaurant on the Hudson. Which the minute you start doing things on the Hudson by the river, it's not cheap, right? But then we okay, private room. I don't want to be in the same room with all the adults. I'm going to be embarrassed. I don't want you guys. Grandpa's going to embarrass me because he would, right? My father would definitely embarrass her. And so we negotiated. So she had a beautiful private room, and then we had a room. We were in at a table right outside the room. So, but Jordan, we called Zaya's aunt, Janice's sister.
Okay.
And her and Jordan went.
Jordan, your wife.
Jordan, my wife. Jordan went. She bought balloons and flowers and went to florists all throughout Maplewood and South Orange, and looking at different table settings and candles, like 30 candles in the room. And it was beautiful. And it was Zaya, and that was what she wanted. And then she sat down, and she had was supposed to be 16 in total, so it's 15 of her friends were there. So kind of together they made the 16, and so they had 16 of them around this table, and they all Zaya wore a white dress. All of her friends, she told them, "Oh, you got to wear black dresses. Nobody wear white."
Wow.
I'm wearing white. So, and she had 16 of her best friends, and at least her best friends here in town.
Yeah.
And what was important for us that moment was, when we moved here, Zaya was 12, so she was going into 7th grade. And it was really difficult for her, leaving the town that we grew up in, leaving that town that all of her experiences with her mom were.
Memories, too.
And memories. And, her aunties and cousins that were in the town in Texas that we lived in Austin. And then coming here and seeing that she built this community of friendships from some that she'd met from when she first came to, got to school, some new friends from the clubs that she's in and things like that. So for me, it was like really seeing that she's truly grown up and matured, and also built a community extended from our family. And that was something that she struggled with initially. And I think there was a part of me that felt kind of like, validated, at least that we gave her all the tools that we needed to, that we had the conversations with her that we needed to.
And that she could take center stage.
And she had the opportunity.
Because that's what we're training our daughters to do, is to take comfortably center stage and command that room and what her outcome in life will be, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. So she had that, and that was important to us. And, so we all the girls gathered, Jordan and Ingrid, my sister-in-law, they met at the restaurant, and I had arranged for a party bus to pick up the girls from our house.
Oh, boy.
So
You're not in it?
No. I was told that I can't go in the party bus. Like it was enforced.
I see.
The day before. That no, I was like, well, can I go in the front seat with the driver? No. So I had to drive a separate car, which made absolutely no sense because now. So, but me and the younger daughter, Simona, we stayed back. Jordan and Ingrid met at the restaurant like a couple hours before and set everything up. And the girls all came and they met at the house, and I'm saying all of these beautiful young women and all of their parents are probably also experiencing what we're going through, but not in many of which in most cases are not with this element of loss behind them.
Right.
And I'm standing there at this moment, and I'm watching, Zaya, and she's taking these pictures, and she's looking in every mirror in the house to check her dress and her face and her makeup. And she's got makeup done, which she doesn't usually do makeup. So that was like a whole experience. And in this moment, I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, she looks so much like her mom. And that was the moment that really hit me, of like her mannerisms. And I think I've talked about this before, where there's certain times I see her do something or a gesture. And I'm like, it's interesting, like this little girl whose mother passed away when she was 7 can, through us, just sheer DNA and genetics, like pick up on so many of her mother's mannerisms and behaviors and like facial expressions. And those are the moments where I was just like, wow, like she's that's there. And I think for me, like, again, like, and I mentioned, like, it's been almost 9 years. Like, there's not this still kind of automatic. I think we're further away from the process of like being intentional, so intentional and so deliberate every milestone about kind of building in kind of the honor.
Yeah. And remembrance.
Of
you don't have to force this.
Yeah. And most times I ask them, right? And I think there was a part where, like, just seeing her there, and I was just like, wow, like, she's here. Like, she's here with her.
Yeah.
And there was moments where I caught Zaya and she's got this serious look on her face. And I'm like, her friends are coming in there, and she's got this seriousness about her. And I know, and I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm good. I'm good. And that's the moment where, for me, it's just like, I don't have to ask her what she's thinking about. I know it's there. Right. I know the missing is there. And I know in that moment that the honor is there. But then also that was important for me, like, even getting there and the girls getting on the bus, and we videotaped the whole thing, and they took a million pictures. Having Ingrid there, and Tahir, my stepson, Janice's son, was there with his girlfriend, and the whole family, and I wanted to keep it family.
Yeah.
And she wanted to. She's wanted to as well, like, not to make it bigger than she didn't want it, than she wanted it to be. But it was also special for me because it was on my mother's birthday, right? So my mother was turning 76.
Okay.
And so, my mother gave up her birthday celebration. Of course, we kind of came with the cake too with her and saying happy birthday. And Zaya was beautiful. She would come and leave her private room and come and visit her family, and take pictures with her little cousins and her sister, who thought she looked like a little princess. And then we all went in and sang happy birthday. But I felt it was like, I would look back, and there were times where I would say to myself, like, Janice would be good with this, right? And she'd appreciate not just what we've done. She'd appreciate what Jordan did to help this.
That's a good point.
Right. Like, she'd appreciate and Jordan went so far out of her way to make this happen, running around the town the morning of, coordinating where should we get the cake from, where should we get this from. And I think there's a part where I think for the men who are thinking about how to do this when you've moved forward, like, include your partner. Yeah. Like, because I think there's an element where, like, they want to know, how do I fit in this place? Right. I know that, Jordan was very appreciative of making sure, and very intentional about being involved, and, engaging Ingrid and asking her, asking Janice's sister, like, hey, come and help me do this. Yeah. Because she would want to be there. She would have done it if Janice was there. And I think that was important. And, of course, in the moment, I think maybe the next day or a couple of days later, I told Zaya, I was like, your mom, I wrote her a long letter, and I told her, like, how proud her mother would be of her. And it didn't necessarily need to be another thing. I think in your situation, I think the candle experience, and that was a beautiful gesture. I think because we're further removed from it, like, I think in this case, we have chosen in many cases to kind of be more low key in some cases. Sometimes I ask the kids, what do you want to do? And they're like, nothing. Like, well, your mom's birthday's coming up soon. Do you want to go celebrate? No, I just want to and I think that's something that, like, you're always questioning. Yeah. Are you doing it the right way? Right. Are you honoring this person who you lost the right way? Are you allowing your children to honor them and memorialize them the best way? I think that's something that you always question if you're doing it right.
And you're getting that feedback from them, which is great. It's not shut down. No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
There's a dialogue there, but that's happening every day with the kind of relationship that you have with your daughters and your children. Yes. The other thing I want to say about the Sweet 16 celebration is the intergenerational aspect of this. We're older parents now. And to have our parents there is everything. Because my mother is 85.
Right.
And Martha is in getting into her 80s, probably the lower 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that is so, because we don't know when they're going to be able to travel.
Well, for me, I mean, it's like my grandmother was
so important.
Like, not just my mother, but also my grandmother. So there was a point where I'm looking at like Simona, who's 5, and her cousins who are younger. I mean, who are just as young as her. Then I'm looking at Zaya, who's 16.
Yep.
My mother, who's 76. My grandmother, who's 90, about to be 94.
Wow.
And running around chasing the grandkids.
Wow.
Like, you know, she's 50.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so it's like, it's true. It's like when you think about this generational element, and then my sister-in-law who's there, like you see this.
And blended family.
And blended family. Yep. Right. And you see this. And at the end of the day, like, it all comes back to the community and the friends. Mm-hmm. Right. They're their friends as well, who surrounded them in their moments.
Yep.
And the moments where they may be grieving and mourning and kind of reflecting on like missing their moms, and you don't know how or what to say, or they might even tell you at 16
mm-hmm.
that it's happening, but that there's a community and they know that there's support systems to support them and celebrate with them.
Yeah.
Right. That's important.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It means everything. And
yeah,
I think this is where we will talk about how to approach that conversation, whether with your 16-year-old
mm-hmm.
and then the other people around them as well. So Jamal and I kind of pulled together a couple of different themes we saw
mm-hmm.
as we were going through the process.
It's not 16 themes, just so.
It's not 16.
It's not 16. That would have been.
We're not going to stay.
That would have been
corny.
It would be cool, but it would have been kind of corny.
Yeah, it would have been corny. Yeah. So we're not those guys. I don't think so.
I mean, our kids think we're that. Our 16-year-olds definitely think we're those guys.
That's right.
So
the first one, I think, is the moment that hits you. That 16 isn't just a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a milestone that often brings the thought, her mom should be here.
Yeah.
As we discussed.
Or at least her mom would love this.
Yes. Yeah. And it's this, as you talked about too, the pride in your daughter mixing with the quiet awareness
mm-hmm.
of the symbolic empty chair that's there.
Yeah.
That person you know isn't physically there, but you see it in the mannerisms, how that person speaks, how that person engages with other people, how she laughs, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
I think that is something to think about when this moment that hits you, and that milestones tend to resurface this grief.
Oh yeah. It brings it back. Yeah.
Yeah. That we weren't meant to share this moment without both parents there.
Yeah, there's a part of it where you think about that, and there's almost an unfairness. There's an unfairness to you, the parent who's still here.
Yeah.
Right. An unfairness
that you're able to celebrate.
Yeah, that you're able to celebrate. Yeah. The unfairness to the child, right? To your child that like their parent is, there's a mother or a father who's missing from this.
They look over and that person's not gonna be there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's a part where strangely there's an unfairness to that person, that family, a mother or father who's no longer here. Right. It's right. Like if your belief is they're there with you, that's great. But there's an unfairness, like oh my gosh, like I'm so proud of my daughter in this moment that it's unfair that they don't get to celebrate that with you. And I think those are things that kind of resonate. So I think that's something that,
for sure.
I think the second one, and this is deep with us, right? Like it's the question widower fathers ask, right? Like, am I enough without her mom? Right? Like, am I enough? Am I good enough? Can I do this the right way?
Right.
Am I doing this way? But the first one, the biggest one is, am I enough? To carry this without their mother. And I think that's something that, with time, you realize, and we talk about the letters and cards that we get from our daughters, like you realize you're enough, right? But it's a legitimate question that you'll ask, and it's okay. And then, they want, daughters, they turn up, they turn to moms for guidance, on relationships and confidence and style and makeup and all of these things. If fathers, in many cases, we don't know, if we're lucky, we could tap somebody in our community to help tap them in. I say all the time, thank God that I decided to marry Jordan, because she is on it with so many of these things, and is okay having the conversations, and recognizes that it's an important role for her to step in. And I think for women and men who are stepping into that role, like, understand that that's an important role, right? It's an important role to be in and to have. You're not, we talk about it before, you're not replacing a mother or father. You're not replacing. There's no replacement. There's no way. But you're definitely stepping in as a model, as a role model.
Exactly.
And then, over time, fathers learn, your daughters don't need you to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They need to experience your failure as much as they need to experience your success.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They need to see more than anything that you're present and you're trying your best,
and that it's still under construction.
That's it.
Who you're going to be.
That's it. Yeah. Right. I mean, I was reading something
for your daughter.
I was reading something, earlier this week, and it was basically, it's like, people who've lost, widowers and widows. You're not the same person that you were.
No.
Right. You will not be the same person today, tomorrow, down the line that you were the day you lost your wife.
Yeah.
Right.
So. You're talking about our next theme too, is this shift in fatherhood. 16 marks a time where you're no longer that protector.
Yeah.
You're actually, to say it better, is it shifts from protector to guide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That they have to chart their own course.
There still is a shotgun.
Right. And that moment's still going to happen where in Bad Boys, where we meet
absolutely,
boy at the door trying to date.
Absolutely.
Marlon Jackson, our executive producer, now I think we practice it in our heads.
I said, good luck. There's a line of dudes. There's a line of my boys who will be at that
tap
first.
them in.
Yeah.
What time you need me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yes, guy, but we may need to get that shotgun like in Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boys 1 or 2, the movie, whatever it was, I can't remember. But you're right. And then also the conversations are going to expand to many other categories. They're all coming. So this is one milestone. It's going to be about driving.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have the conversations, dating.
Yeah.
More and added independence and certainly responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, listen, this is one, my wife, where Jordan will sometimes ask, are you dating? And I'm like, I don't want to, we're not talking about that. We're not. I'm not trying to do this. No, I'm not. Yeah, we're not doing this. No. But those things will come up, right? And I'm getting when are we going to go start driving?
Yeah.
And, getting a job. And also it's going to be responsibilities that we have to push to them as well.
That's true. That's right. Yeah, it's this preparation for adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking. This guide.
Yeah.
They're going to make the mistakes. They're under construction too.
Yeah. They
haven't done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And we certainly can't just layer on them what we know, especially as men.
Yeah. That
this is the way you're going to do it. No. It's going to be different for them, especially in this generation.
Yeah.
It's going to look a little different.
Yeah. I think we touched on it earlier, is the element of honoring your mother, or honoring her mother, or honoring their mother. I think that one is how do you keep that connection? Just find a way. Right. Again, it doesn't have to be something that's always choreographed. It could just be a reminder. It could just be just engaging them and, that we're proud of you. Right. Your mother will be so proud of you. It could be as normal as that, or it could be helping them to find actual ways. I think the candle ceremony was beautiful, right? To honor their mother and make sure that they keep that memory in front of them.
Yeah.
And because it's almost like honoring ancestry, right? Like,
sure. Exactly.
Especially as
there's a
black
tradition
families.
there.
There's traditions of, in all families, but especially in Black culture, like where there's always this element of like how we honor ancestry, and then I think it also reassures them that just because they're getting older doesn't mean that they're leaving their mother behind.
Yeah.
Just because, as I mentioned,
that's important,
right? Just because it's like Zai was 7. Just because you were so young doesn't mean that you forget, right? There's times I'll be going through my phone or my Google or whatever will send me pictures and say, hey, like 10 years ago, and I get to pop these pictures up. I'm like, wow, like let me send this to Zai. Let me send this to Jag. I think things like that will keep them connected.
Yeah.
In a healthy way.
And it doesn't seem so weighty. It's a simple reminder.
Yeah.
And I think that works best than you send it and you have to wait for the response. It's more, remember, there's
unhealthy ways, like,
that's for sure.
Unhealthy ways of forcing that, and we won't need to go into them, but just, be natural.
Wait, you have a story?
No, I mean, I just, it's like I've had people talk about, like, you should make them say prayers and do this and make sure that they make a statement about that. And like, if you have to choose what works for them.
Yeah.
Right. Because they don't, I think that's the thing. You have to make sure it's healthy.
For sure. So, and appropriate for that person, that personality as well. So the next one really is navigating the practical gaps, because so much has become routine now that you have been a single father. Yes, you may have married and moved forward, but it's still that separation of this person does that or the other, because you're so used to, as you have said, Jamal, on previous episodes, you're so used to just doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And so that this idea that sometime widower dads wish their daughter had her mother's voice for certain topics. It would sure help, in certain situations that you have a voice in it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's what I need to hear. This reminder that we're keeping the memory alive.
Yeah.
Especially of that, your daughter's mother, your late wife. And you had talked about it in previous episode too, about this idea of many build this circle of trusted women. We just talked about it.
Yeah.
Play aunties, the sister of Janice, whatever the case may be. And I think that is really important to continue this process of navigating these practical gaps, because the goal is support here.
Yeah.
And making your girls, yours, mine, and their sisters in this situation, since we have multiple children, that everyone feels as well-rounded as they possibly can.
Right.
That in involving a Jordan, your now wife, and some others, this is not replacing your mom.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, that the conversation that matters, it's the reassurance.
Yeah. And you talked about this.
Yeah. Like just reassuring them, how proud you are of them, how acknowledging that that it's still not easy.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's important to acknowledge that, hey, I know that growing up with your mom is difficult and not having her here for these moments, acknowledging that and letting them know how proud you are, how beautiful they are, what reminds them of their mom, and likewise, like opening that conversation up for them. And also letting them know that, listen, I'm not perfect. We are not perfect. I'm not going to see all that we talked about, the gaps. I'm not going to see all the blind spots, and I'm going to have to tap your aunties and the whole community. And if there's somebody in your life as a partner, hey, like I might ask them to help, right? And don't be afraid to lean on them for certain things. And then I think those are the moments that they reinforce and strengthen the connection that we as dads are afraid to lose when our daughters turn 16. Like that to me is like the part, like how many of us are afraid and terrified that our daughters, when they turn 16, won't see us as daddy anymore, right? And I think that's important, like to maintain that. And you maintain that through having those conversations.
And the last thing I think is this sense of embracing quiet pride. All of these events are happening. You're seeing the growth in your daughter and you're watching her grow, and it brings a deep sense of pride. And that is a sense of happiness and joy that is immeasurable, that is priceless.
Yeah.
And that's when we talked about in a previous episode about opening the valves to love. That's always constant there.
Yeah.
And you that just feeds you every day to see this growth in your children. I just love that sense for our daughters and for you all out there as well, that you see as a widower certain parts of and elements of your late spouse in your daughter. The good, the challenging, those that need a little smoothing out, but they can do that, and they'll come to you. And when you have this crew around you, the support network of play aunties and grandmas and people who are like family, and then also your now wife, Jordan, same kind of challenge in the sense of helping her to break down some of those, as the daughter. Because I think in particular, in this Quiet Pride, raising your daughter becomes another way of honoring the love that you did share and the reason why you were in the relationship with the wife that you hadn't planned to not be here. That was the original intent. Of that relationship coming together.
You connected partially, obviously, because there was attraction and love, and then this desire to build a family together, and then now one person is doing that journey by themselves, or in a different way that they thought they would have to do it. And when you have those moments of quiet reflection, when you have those moments of kind of scanning what has happened over this period of time, you've got to count your wins. You've got to count your blessings. You've got to count your wins. You've got to acknowledge that this hasn't been easy for anybody, especially your children, and especially for a young woman who's lost their mother. And I think that's important for you to take that time to really reflect on, how have I done? How have I done? What have I done to support this process, to ensure that this is all, through each of these milestones, through each of these moments to celebrate, through each of these periods where you will look up and be like, man, I can't, and this, Janice should be here, Nalani should be here, regardless of the relationship. They should be here to celebrate this child. You're gonna have the graduations from high school. For some point, they're gonna get that driver's license, and you can be waving goodbye as they, drive off with a couple of their friends in the car. Then there's college. At some point, some dude's gonna show up in front of the house.
You talking about boyfriends now?
I mean, but listen, man.
Stop, player.
Listen,
you've got to stop right there. I think for me and for our listeners, I think so. That's a lot to digest. Just the milestone. We'll get to those. Those will be new episodes. That'll be another episode. This the milestone alone of that Sweet 16 and them turning it off. All we talked about, all that preparation.
It's been a heavy month already. It's been a heavy month already.
It's been heavy. So there'll be plenty of time.
We'll slow down on
right
on the graduations and
give the listeners plenty of time to digest what we just discussed, and so they may have one coming up.
That's fair.
In the planning. So, but yeah, we just wanted to let you all know that this is a meaningful time and a pivotal time of many for our family, for our daughters turning 16. Want to just kind of reflect on what it meant to us, to the greater family, and also just give you all some tips about what this time means, how to approach it, how to think about navigating these practical gaps that are going to always be there for the next milestone. So we really thank you for listening.
And don't get it twisted. Just because we could, tell this story and kind of give you these points doesn't mean that it was easy.
Oh no.
Right. I'm sure we both were scrambling at the last minute for things we could have planned months ago.
Oh, sure.
And trying to kick this celebration, this milestone down the road because we didn't want to see our babies turn 16 and have another milestone where we felt like it was one less person that should have been there.
Yeah.
But as usual, we thank you. We appreciate you joining us on our podcast, Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death.
Yeah. Subscribe, do all that. That helps us and get the word out, and
help other people.
And helping people. That's the mission here. So tell some other people about what you heard and the experiences, and be sure to comment to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know about your milestones, your birthday experiences. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Take care. Thank you for joining us on Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death. If something in today's episode spoke to you, pass it on, because somebody out there needs to hear this.
For sure. We're on all the social mausoleums, so follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Mostly it will be in the form of Get Back Up Podcast.
And be sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
And remember, getting knocked down is part of life.
But getting back up, that's how we live.
We'll see y'all next time. All right.
And by the way, that was Bad Boys 2.
Okay.
The boyfriend's name was Reggie.
Reggie, yes.
Bad Boys 3, they actually got married.
Married.
That's right.
So if Reggie could survive that onslaught at the beginning,
yes. And stick through.
He deserved.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Oh yeah.